The first thing that we're going to draw is going to be a graphic symbol. Remember that in order to make something a graphic symbol, oops, I didn't mean to do that, we have to select it, and we'll come up here and do a modify convert to symbol. Now, symbols are important because they allow you to store them in the library, which means that you can use them over and over again without increasing the file size. It also means that you can then animate them on the timeline, because you cannot animate a shape or just an object. It has to become a symbol first if you're going to put in a motion tween. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to draw a bumblebee. Okay, so I am going to start with my oval tool, and I'm going to have a fill of a yellow color, maybe a little brighter than that. There we go. And I'm going to do a black stroke. My black stroke is going to be 0.5, and it's going to be solid. And I'm just going to make a nice oval there. Okay. Now, you can make a symbol, graphic or otherwise, out of a shape or a drawing object. It doesn't really matter. Depending on what you're drawing, there are reasons why you may choose one over the other. So now I'm going to do the line tool, only this time I want my stroke to be 5, I think. And I'm going to keep it black. And here I'm going to put my lines over my butterfly, or not my butterfly, my bumblebee. And actually, I think I'm going to use, instead of using the line tool, I think I'm going to use my brush tool so that I can select, make this selection. And then I can go to my brush tool, have black. I can choose paint selection, and then I can increase my size to the second biggest. Now I don't have to be quite as, quite as precise, because it's only going to paint across my selection. Okay, I do want to keep it fairly straight. If I mess up and get too crooked, I can always Command Z to undo. Like that one. That one's a little crooked. There we go. And one more time. There. Okay, and now I can zoom out again, and there is going to be the body of my bumblebee. Okay, now if you want to deselect, you can use your escape key, or you can just click outside of it to deselect. I'm going to go ahead and grab my oval tool again. I am going to reduce the stroke to 0.5, since that's what the body was. And I'm going to make the fill a little bit brighter than the body. And I'm going to, actually on this one, I'm going to draw it off to the side so that I can make sure that I get it the size that I want. And then once I have that, I can position it over the head, because since I'm drawing this in merge drawing mode and it's a shape, as soon as I let go of this, it's going to do the cookie cutter. So I'm going to show you real quick. If I let go of it and try to move it away, notice how it cuts off part of that. Okay, and if I had done it, let me get back. If I had done this the exact same color, where did it go? Let me try that again. Huh, doesn't like that. All right. If I had done that the exact same color, but without a outline, notice how it takes part of it. Okay, so you just have to be careful when you're using shapes to make sure you get all of it. All right, so there's my shape of my bumblebee. Then going to use, I'll use my brush tool again, and I'm going to make it black. Oh, that's right, I got to come down here. Sometimes I forget. I'll go ahead and keep it the same size, and I'm going to go ahead, oh no, I don't want it that big. I want it a little bit, oops, I got to take it off of the paint selection and put it back on paint normal, and then I'm going to reduce the size somewhere in the middle. Okay, and you know what? Instead of trying to draw two of them, I can select it and copy and paste and modify and flip vertical. There we go. Now I've got them pretty much identical. Now, because I drew this in merge drawing mode, I am probably going to be able to use my paint bucket tool, and I'm going to have to play with my gap size, but if I do that, I can actually fill in, and I've got some wings there as well. And then I'm going to use my brush, black, to give my bumblebee some eyes and a little nose. And actually, I'm going to reduce the size again, and I'm going to go ahead and make an antenna. There we go. All right, so that's my bumblebee. Now, at the moment, each part of this is just a different shape. However, if I select all of it, and I can do that using my selection tool, I can draw a little marquee around it. You got to be careful and make sure you get all of it. Or, because everything is on one layer, I can also select this one keyframe, and it's going to select all of it. Okay? And if I do that, I can go to Modify, Convert to Symbol. I can call this B. It's going to be a graphic symbol, and it is going to have a center registration point. And then I can click OK. Once it's a symbol, it has this blue bounding box, and it has the little crosshair in the middle. This will then allow me to use my free transform tool. I can resize it. Whoops. If I double click on it, notice that I go inside the symbol. This would allow me to make changes, but if I make changes, it makes it to everything here in the on the actual symbol. If I wanted to make a change to only one instance of it, like say for example, this one I want to change the tint of it. Let's say I want I don't know, a pink bumblebee. I can move my tint up. I can adjust how much red, green, and blue are in it. And of course, I can adjust my size of it. If I wanted to drag another one on, I could use my free transform tool, obviously to resize it, whoops, or to rotate it. You could put a whole army of bees on your stage, and it's not going to increase the file size. That is what is so nice about using symbols that are stored in the library. So for right now, what I want you to do is go ahead and clear your stage of all of them except for one. That one symbol that you have, I want you to go ahead and reduce the size of it, make it smaller using your free transform, and kind of put it in the lower left side of your stage. And we will go ahead and call this layer B. And then we're going to lock it so that we don't accidentally use it again. Then we're going to do a file save as. We're going to save into our Flash folder that is in schools. And we're going to go ahead and call this period number, last name. Let me use my last name. And you're going to call it symbols. And remember, you're saving it as a Flash file. In order for you to view it as a Swift file, you can either go up to the control menu or you can hit Command Return. Yes, Command Return. Okay? And then you can stop with the graphic and move on to the next video.